Good morning, everyone, and happy Thursday. And it's 27th of February today. Can you imagine tomorrow is the last day of the month?
Oh my God, yes. And it could potentially be the start of Ramadan.
Could potentially be the start of Ramadan, but I think it's on Saturday. Everyone's been saying it's on Saturday.
Oh.
But you're right. But I can't believe the month of February flew. Passed by so quickly.
It did not fly for me.
It passed by so quickly. January was long, but I enjoyed it. And as always, we're bringing you the top and most trending stories of Dubai. And our top story for today is Dubai announces flexible hours and remote work for Ramadan 2025.
Kylie Jenner has posted an emotional tribute for her hairstylist who passed away after a gig in Dubai.
And a fraudulent Emirates ad offers fake discounts on first-class flights.
And UAE-based athlete Manal Rostom climbs Mount Aconcagua after 4 attempts.
And later on the show, we're going to be joined by Mohammed Jassmi on preserving Emirati heritage. He's a culture presenter at SMCCU. So you were telling me today that you had a really good experience with a taxi driver.
Yeah.
What happened?
Well, I know there are like 1,000 amazing taxi rider stories, but this particular one happened to me this morning.
Okay, interesting.
So usually, to come from Sports City to Dubai Production City, you have to pass by this terrible roundabout that is filled with traffic.
I know this roundabout.
It is right at the entrance of Production City.
Yes.
So I feel like anyone who wants to enter or leave Production City has to meet at that point in the morning.
True.
Now, what happens is, like every day as I'm coming, I have to sit through at least 15 minutes just at that,
it feels like 15 months.
Yes, it feels like 15 months. But I have to sit for 15 minutes at least at that signal, just like going inch by inch, slowly, until I finally enter Production City and then like speed off, okay? And all my taxi drivers, like I'll just hear them going all like, yeah, you know,
and then constant braking.
Yes. But today, this taxi driver was very different.
Okay, what did he do?
He just went, instead of like, you know, this man, like from like the start, like from my building, there's always a little bit of traffic. So like from there onwards, this man maneuvers and finds new routes. Like not like he's not breaking any laws and like overtaking other cars, nothing. He's just like using a different turn. He like zoom out, look at the map a little bit, and then he'll like use a different turn to like cut at least some of the traffic and like reach at like another point.
Oh my God.
I don't know how to explain it.
How did he do it?
I don't know. It's like he would just
from
zoom
the back,
out.
basically.
Yeah. He would just zoom out, look at the map, know where he has to go. Yeah. And then he would just go. And with that, today, instead of 15 minutes of traffic, I sat in less than 5 minutes of traffic.
Whoa.
And I just had to like, because we just had to like, there was this tiny patch of traffic that we had to go through. And that was it.
This taxi driver really cares about customer service.
Honestly,
Not
I
making
was
you
so
late for
amused.
work.
So in my head, like this is where I realized how conditioned I was, because in my head I was like, no, you're going in the wrong direction.
Oh
Like,
my
you know,
God,
take
you're
this
so
way.
used to being stuck in traffic.
And then he's just like, no, that way has traffic. And I'm like, traffic is everywhere in this morning, okay?
Yeah.
And then he goes, and then he just keeps quiet and he just like drives.
Did you thank him at least?
I did. And then when we got out, I was like, you managed this traffic really well. Thank you so much.
And what did he say?
He just smiled. He just laughed. Like, you know, it's like, and it just reminds me of like this old, like, while growing up, we used to always know that like, never use Google Maps when you're with a taxi driver, because
Yeah.
like, they just know
they know what
better
to do, like
routes,
better routes.
especially if they've been around city for a long time.
They've
And
memorized
especially
the
in old
routes.
Dubai.
Yeah.
They just know the better routes and the better roads to like get to places.
And that's if you ride with an honest driver, by the way. They'll
Yeah.
take you quickly,
Yes.
the fastest route, not the long route, and not the long route that requires like a lot of traffic and roundabouts and stuff. It really depends on the type of cab driver that you enter with, though. So the person that you enter with today was an honest cab driver.
And he was so nice.
And
yeah.
he was nice, yeah?
And he was not like a rash driver, no quick breaks.
He just wanted to avoid the traffic. He's not just speeding off.
Yeah.
Just
it was
wanted
good.
to avoid traffic.
It was a good experience.
As he should, because honestly, I cannot handle traffic at all.
Yeah.
And leaving this place every day is just, I dread leaving our,
The traffic can be,
like this rush hour,
it's,
it can be so difficult.
but you know, there are big measures coming in place.
And as we know, Ramadan is coming up, and of course, with Ramadan coming up, flexible hours are coming in. So Dubai announces flexible working hours and remote work for Ramadan 2025. In preparation for Ramadan 2025, Dubai's Government Human Resources Department has introduced a new policy offering flexible working hours and remote work options for government employees. Under the guidelines, employees can enjoy up to 3 hours of flexibility, completing 5.5 hours of work Monday through Thursday, and only 3 hours on Fridays.
Additionally, they can work remotely up to 2 days a week, depending on job responsibilities. The policy also encourages the private sector to consider similar adjustments based on their business needs. This initiative supports Dubai's commitment to fostering a productive, comfortable work environment while promoting community values in line with the Year of Community for 2025.
I love how Ramadan is made easy here.
Yeah.
This is why we don't feel it, or we don't think it's really difficult, because of the easy working hours and easy working conditions.
It is definitely a perk, you know, of working
really
in
a
Dubai,
perk,
in
yeah.
the UAE as a whole. It's really good, as in, I think even for those of us who are not fasting,
Yeah.
you get to catch a break, you know? You get to see what life would be like if we had like nicer work-life balance.
That's what I get what you mean, yeah. But for us, fasting, it's not really, I wouldn't say like a good work balance. Like we'd go back home, we'd nap a bit, and then we'd wake up, prepare for iftar, or do some prayers, do some du'as. It's like a different ritual when we go back.
Yeah,
so
but
it just feels lighter.
it just feels lighter.
It just feels lighter. So Ramadan is made easy here. So it's a privilege to say that, because thinking about other countries don't always implement such rules, you know.
Yes, of
Like
course.
yeah.
Yeah.
Moving on to our next story.
Kylie Jenner has posted an emotional tribute for her hairstylist who passed away after a gig in Dubai. Now, celebrity hairstylist Jesus Guerrero passed away last weekend at the age of 34. He was known for working with A-list celebrities like Kylie Jenner, Jennifer Lopez, and Katy Perry.
Kylie Jenner posted a note for Jesus saying the following: Jesus was more than my friend. He was light in my life, a source of laughter, comfort, love, and unwavering support. I don't know how I would have made it through the last almost decade without him by my side. He even had a way of making even the heaviest day feel lighter. Thank you, Jesus, for always being there, for lifting me up, and for being my friend. The pain of losing you is just unbearable, and I don't know how to move forward without you. But I know a great grief is born only of great love, and I loved you so much. You were the best person with the talent that was unmatched, a true artist. You inspired so many, and you'll always, your words, your laughter, your kindness, your beautiful spirit will live in my heart forever. I'll cherish all the moments together, every laugh and hug, and I wish I could hug you again. I laid in your bed the way you used to lay in mine. talking for hours. I would give anything for one more deep talk. I'm going to miss you so much, more than any words can imagine. 22, my angel.
His last known gig was with Jennifer Lopez in the UAE. She had posted a picture tagging Jesus on her business trip to Dubai. After the news, she also posted a tribute on her Instagram with the caption, Jesus, it's no surprise your mother gave you the name Jesus. You were gentle and kind and loving, quiet and unassuming, but so powerful. And your presence was felt the minute you walked into any room. You never demanded the spotlight. You never needed to make a sound to be recognized. Your heart and your talent did that as effortlessly as your artistry did. I've been having trouble putting the words together the last few days. The truth is, I'm still in shock, and such a beautiful young life has come to an end. It seems senseless and unfair. I know your family is broken-hearted as I am, and everyone else who knew you. Your spirit moved on to the next phase beyond this life, but I know wherever you are, there is beauty and light. And the beauty and light you left here will live on forever. Rest in peace, sweet angel.
Such a heartbreaking story, honestly. May he rest in peace.
May he rest in peace.
Moving on to our third story of the day, a fraudulent Emirates ad offers fake discounts on the first class flights. So really, please be careful and beware of the offers that you see online, because they can be deceptive and they can be scammers. So a deceptive ad claiming Emirates offers 85% off first class flights through a $300 membership has been circulating on social media, particularly Instagram. The ad directed users to counterfeit Emirates website, claiming travelers could enjoy first class tickets at economy prices.
Emirates has since issued a warning acknowledging the fraudulent advertisements and urging the public to be vigilant. The airline emphasized that all official communications and promotions are only shared through verified channels and advised customers to avoid clicking on any suspicious links.
And if something that seems too good to be true, it's probably a scam.
Also, if you see in the post and in the general outlay of these scams that come across on your For You page or something, you can see it says fly better with a double R. So typos are such a good and big indicator of whether a website is scam or not. So always be careful, and if you see typos on your website, just avoid clicking on it, avoid interacting with it, especially for offers, especially with big brands, because if a big brand is doing an offer, it's usually all over
in
their
a line
page.
of something also as well.
Yeah.
In a line of something.
Have you ever been scammed?
I've been scammed by Pizza Jones scam website.
Pizza Jones?
Yeah.
Oh God.
But we were able to cancel the card really quickly before it took and withdrew any money. Where have you been scammed?
I have not been scammed, but I have been able to, there are people I know who have been scammed.
Oh my God.
Someone I know tried to order an exercise machine or something.
Okay.
It was supposed to be like on offer, very good price. And what came to the door was eyelash glue.
You're joking.
And the eyelash glue.
Eyelash glue?
Yeah. And eyelash glue. She also had to pay 1 dirham to the courier man so that she could get the eyelash glue.
What?
Yeah. Because it was in her name, so.
A big machine.
Became eyelash glue.
Eyelash glue.
Yeah. It's just the websites out there that are
do?
scamming are incredible.
What did she do?
She didn't do anything. She can't really do much. She just had to suck it up.
I feel so bad for her, haram.
Yeah.
Like for me, we caught on it really quickly, but the website looked so legit.
Yeah,
So legit.
It is so scary how much better they're getting at this. It's crazy.
It looks so real, like you can easily get scammed. And the person that always gets scammed, but I'm so happy that she always checks with me before she purchases anything, my mom. I feel so bad for her, really, like haram, but I'm so happy that she comes to me, she asks me, it's like, oh, what do you think of this website? And I tell her, Mom, this is a scam. But I know they target those people that are easily targeted. Mm-hmm. They would easily believe it.
It's usually the older generation that gets targeted and falls into it. I remember at one point, my mom genuinely was convinced, that Sheikh Hamdan was texting her
on
Facebook Messenger. and she walked around for weeks with such an attitude.
God.
She was like on such a high horse, and she was like, yeah, you know, he just messages me, and like we kept. So my mom's a very proud woman.
Yeah.
So we kept telling her, we're like, that's a scam. Like, you know, it's not actually Sheikh messaging you. He's not going to be
She's
messaging
like, no,
you.
you're haters.
Yes. She's like, why are you jealous?
Why are you jealous?
And this is at that time, like, we're all like much younger, okay?
Yeah.
So it's like a little more like a while ago where like people were still not fully aware of like the online scams.
Yeah.
So she's like, why are you jealous? And like, you know, he's messaging me, but like maybe someday
He
he'll
didn't message you,
also.
yeah. Even though if you
Okay?
work in Lovin Dubai, he still didn't message you.
No, this is before I joined this show. And it's like, you know, and she keeps going on with this. And then suddenly one week, she stops mentioning it. She stops talking about it. And I'm like, I wonder what happened. Now, I have access into her Facebook account, so I go and snooping, and I go and check the messages, and I see suddenly Sheikh Hamdan has asked my mom for money.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Her poor soul. No,
I know. I felt so bad for her. I felt so bad. I was just like, I know you were very proud and very happy.
Shame on you, scammers. Shame on you for targeting the older generation. Haram. They barely understand technology, and for you to do that,
Broke her
haram,
heart.
you broke her heart. No, my mom is usually like that with shopping. You understand where I get my shopping addiction.
Oh, watch yesterday's episode for more info on that.
So yeah, it's haram. They always target the older generation. I don't know why they do that.
It's really sad.
Because they are easy. Let's be honest, they are easy targets.
Yeah, and but the thing is, it's the pain that comes behind it, you know,
Yeah.
because everyone who comes here is working hard, you know, they're here to make money, to like, you know, send it back home, to, you know, they have some dreams and hopes for the future in their own city or their own town, and maybe that's why they've come here, or they want to build a life.
They want to build a life.
And like a lot of times, like it's people's life savings that just like disappear overnight.
Because of a scam.
And it's so scary because, like, imagine you've been saving for like years towards something, and then you lose it all in like because of one like website.
Like a website, yeah. And also for the Dubai police, they always send messages like, we will never call you. Emirates Bank also, they always send a message like, we will never call you, we will never call you. So really be careful answering calls or like bank calls, Dubai calls. The scammers are getting better and better. Before we used to be able to catch on, but they're getting better and better. So really be careful, double check. Check the website's authenticity. Sometimes there are links that you can use to check a website authenticity.
Yes. Nobody asks for your OTP.
Yes.
Good deals, please verify it through the website or through the through like the page itself. And just
and
be
if you
smart.
do see two links, there's one of them is probably a scam, and if something sounds too good to be true, it's probably a scam. Moving on to our next story.
Now, this is a sweet one because UAE-based athlete Manal Rostom has climbed Aconcagua mountain after 4 attempts. The Egyptian athlete Manal Rostom, she's also the first Egyptian woman to conquer the Everest, shared yet another achievement where she finally succeeded climbing the Aconcagua mountain in Argentina after 3 incomplete attempts. Now, for your information, Aconcagua is one of the highest peaks in the world.
She made the decision to go for a 4th attempt in November 2024. And when she went to renew her Argentinian visa, she had a funny but inspirational interaction with the ambassador. He was shocked to see her applying for a visa again and gave her 2 words of advice: embrace nature.
It's really sweet because she was actually like he was like, Manal again. Like, this is on her Instagram caption, and she starts crying and she explains how like I've been trying 3 times, but I just have not been able to do it. And then he goes, like, you need to embrace nature. You need to like just open yourself up and go connect with nature. And like that's what she did. And after over the course of 18 days, she had to encounter many physical and mental challenges, and yet she finally managed to get to the top and pose with not just the Egyptian flag but also the Palestinian flag.
Bravo! Honestly, well done, well done.
It's a sweet story.
I think the ambassador really did give her a huge push for that.
Yeah,
she needed that push.
And like it's different because like every day he's like, you know, probably like signing off visas for so many people, and he remembered her because like 4 times, like, you know,
times.
and it's crazy. And like, this is the woman who climbed the Mount Everest. So like that's like the most famous peak
Yeah.
and everything. And so like for someone like her to like have to try 4 times to climb this,
She must have like a certain dedication
Yeah.
that no one else has.
Yeah.
The people that climb mountains, I feel like they have a different time of strength and dedication that
Yeah.
us normal people don't have.
I mean, you're literally climbing a mountain. So
you're
that-
literally climbing a mountain and it's cold.
It's cold, yes. You have to face some extreme,
Extreme
temperatures,
temperatures.
and I mean, it's definitely not walkable.
The altitude drops and it's hard to breathe when you go as you go up.
Yes.
It takes like a dedication and strength. Those people
Yeah.
are so strong.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
heard that a lot of stories, like, you know, some people have fell, some people died, some people
Yes,
like that.
so many people. Sometimes people like pass away in the mountain while
In the
climbing,
mountain, yeah.
and they cannot even like retrieve the body because
Yeah.
of how
Hard
cold and
and
hard
cold.
it is. Like, it's just there's no way to get the body out of there. It's the mountains.
Yeah, and knowing the consequences and still going for it, it just it shows.
It's a lot of risk and a lot of dedication
Yeah.
and a lot of passion.
And a lot of
I'm
passion,
so glad.
exactly.
I mean,
But I'm so
Manal
proud
has
of her.
come on the Lovin Dubai show before quite a few times. She's an amazing person, amazing athlete. So we're really happy for her. We're really excited.
I'm so proud of you, honestly. You're such an inspiration.
I hope you get to climb more mountains in
More
the
mountains,
future.
hopefully. Don't go anywhere because we're going to be joined by Mohammed Jassmi. He's a culture presenter at SMCCU. He's going to be here talking about the Emirati culture and how to preserve it. After this very short break, so stay tuned. Welcome back to Lovin Dubai show. Today we're joined by Mohammed Al Jassmi, the culture presenter at SMCCU, the home of Open Minds, Open Doors, Open Minds. Sorry, he's here to share how the center is playing a key role in preserving and promoting Emirati culture and traditions. So welcome to the show. Thank you so much for coming.
Nice. Thank you for inviting me here.
We're so excited, and this is a special note for those of you who follow us on our social media page. If you've seen most of the videos where we share information about the Emirati culture, it's usually reposts from at SMCCU. So these guys are the real deal, and they really know what they're talking about. So let's start off.
Let's start. What is the vision behind Open Minds, Open Doors?
So basically, Open Doors, Open Minds, it's kind of an idea that started more than 20 years ago with our director, Abdullah Sarkal. So basically, he saw that there's a lot of tourists, there are a lot of people and residents who live in Dubai, but don't know about the locals, don't know about Emiratis.
True, that's very true.
And we are kind of a minority, we are kind of around 10%, 11%. So he kind of saw that he wanted to show people more about us. But in a more casual way, in a way that you can come to our house, see our majlis, the guest room, talk with us, get to know us more, in a very casual kind of environment. So he created this idea, then it got bigger and bigger and bigger. Now we basically are in Al Fahidi historical neighborhood. We have 3 houses there that we do have different programs to show people more about our culture, basically. So it's more about opening the doors and opening the minds of people about Emirati culture.
So how many people come to your center daily?
A lot. It depends. So the numbers exactly we don't know. But for example, we do have some programs that we have around 80 to 100 people at one time. Sometimes we do have at the same time we have around 200 people in different houses. So it can reach to 500 to 1,000 sometimes.
Wow.
So a lot of people.
That's a lot of people.
I really love this concept because I think growing up in the UAE, in Dubai especially, for us it's been a kind of a scary experience to approach anyone with a kandura because you're like, oh my God, they're like the people. So to have something like this where it's so up close and personal is so exciting. But, so like me, I'm sure many people have had some very awkward misconceptions about the Emirati culture. So can you tell us any of them and how you deal with it?
Okay, so this is one of the misconceptions also, being afraid of us. You can come and talk to us. Maybe we are a very, conservative culture. We are very family-oriented, let's say, in this. But we are fine to talk with anyone. We are fine to answer anyone's question, about us, about anything related to our culture. Now, what is the misconceptions? Of course, there's a lot of misconceptions. One of them, which a lot of people would come to us think that everyone is rich, in the UAE. Like I have a Lamborghini, I always tell them, not yet. But
one day.
So, but the thing is, we always tell them that, yes, we are, as Emiratis, we are privileged, to be honest. We are very lucky and blessed with our leadership. That you won't find, a very poor Emirati family that, cannot provide for his house, for school, for education, for healthcare. So the main kind of standard for every Emirati family is there. So that maybe kind of gives people that. But of course, there is also some wealthy, rich families at the same time.
Of course.
But we don't have our Lamborghinis.
Important note.
So for people that want to visit the center, let's say tourists, visitors, expats, what are the unique experiences that they can expect?
So basically, we do have different programs. We do have the cultural meals. We have the heritage tours. So the cultural meals are basically breakfast, an Emirati breakfast, which you can try the breakfast with an Emirati presenter too. Ooh. So you try the food, then enjoy some talk with an Emirati, ask questions, answer those questions, get an answer from an Emirati. Then at the same time, we have the heritage tours, which contains the house. So you can see the house in the beginning, then go around the historical neighborhood, which is Al Fahidi, what is shown here behind
I love Al Fahidi, by the way. That's such an amazing location to
it's
have.
Very amazing, especially in winter. Then you have also the mosque, which is also a big part. We do have also a separate program, which is just the Jumeirah Mosque program. which is, I think, one of our most kind of famous program that we have. And the center started with the mosque program, I would say, which teaches people a little bit about Islam, about the mosque itself, in a very brief way, where they can understand it, basically. And one of the programs that is coming up also soon, which is the Ramadan Iftar program. It's for me, it's one of my favorite, to be honest, because it's very casual. You could try the iftar, so people could come try breaking the fast with us, experienced. Then we go to the mosque, also tell them more about the mosque. Then we come back, we sit together. We do have some kind of board games, Emirati board games that I used to play a lot before. So it's a nice and kind of cozy kind of environment.
Full experience package. What a way to sell it, really.
Exactly. So Ramadan is coming, and this is kind of, let's say, a don't miss program.
It's a fun Ramadan activity to look forward to.
Yeah.
Now, diving a little deeper into your programs, are there any historical aspects or elements that you feel like you want to highlight a little more through your programs?
So mainly, I would say a big part in our programs is to tell people a lot of things that they wouldn't know. From maybe searching on Google or doing certain things. Sometimes some questions you might get it. But different questions might be, let's say, one of the questions about our clothes, the Emirati kind of clothes, what do you wear, what is this, what's called, why do you wear it, how did it start, about the color, should we wear white or different colors, So we tell them about our kind of Emirati clothes, we tell them, let's say, about our weddings. It's a big question that we get here a lot.
Oh, big weddings.
The weddings happen here, they have big weddings, how many days, stays. Relationships, how does it happen here? We live in a very different culture, let's say, than the Western culture. So when they come here, see how things happen here, like how do you do that? Also, of course, generally also about how Dubai grow really fast, and how the Emiratis generally cope with that. How do you see that changes that happen? How do we preserve our culture in such environment? So those kind of common questions that we get a lot.
And the most important thing is that the women are not oppressed.
Exactly.
The women are not
Exactly.
oppressed.
And it's one of the, I would say, the best part and being presenter or being a tour guide or a cultural guide is getting to see the people, getting to know their questions, from all backgrounds. We get people from everywhere. From everywhere. So you get to see the different angles. From where do they see UAE? From where do they see, Muslims, Arabs? How do you see them? And I see it a big responsibility from us, to change certain perspective, to show people more about us, like who we really are. So
And what would you want people to take away from the programs that you have?
To see that you are cute people. You don't have to be that. So one of the main things, of course, also that, UAE and Dubai is not based, people always just see Dubai as, it's money, people are rich there and everything.
Yes.
But I want them to see the essence, of the UAE, the culture, the values that we have. Generally as Muslims, as Arabs, as Emiratis, what is the things that we stand on. And one of the big parts also, I see a big responsibility also as Muslim, to show people who are Muslims are and this. Because, unfortunately, there's a lot of different, stereotypes, certain things. So it's kind of a responsibility from us to show the people how we really are,
and how we actually live.
How we actually live and everything. So yeah.
That's amazing. Such a beautiful way to, open minds, open doors. Open doors, open minds.
It goes together.
It goes together. So what's next? What are you guys going to stick to the Fahidi area? Are we looking at expansions? What's next for?
So basically, maybe for us, the expansion will be going around the UAE, I would say. This is a big thing. Maybe we think about it in different ways, but we try to focus also on different segments. So not just people coming to us. We try to make people come to us. It's better, it's different. To come in a historical house, to be in a house that is more than 150 years old, it's different. But also to expand that knowledge, to expand that culture, we also go to universities, we go to schools, sometimes we go to certain kind of companies that want, let's say, to know more about the culture. They have different employees, in Dubai especially, we do have different nationalities living together. So you want to show them what is the UAE culture. So we are trying to kind of be in those different fields. We're trying to get as much as people as we have. The students also are very important, you know, especially that you grow in the UAE and that, but you don't know Emiratis. So for them to see that, for them to see the history behind Dubai, and not just, you know, the big things, the glamorous
Yes.
thing, but to see the essence, to see the history, I think is very important.
Are you currently working on any initiatives or campaigns?
The Ramadan.
Different campaigns now. I think Ramadan is a big
Ramadan
thing
is
coming
now,
up,
yeah.
so it's one of the biggest things that we are focusing on now. That to show people more about Ramadan also, and every kind of Ramadan we try to kind of insert a new thing, like a different kind of activities together to make it also more fun, at the same time. And one of the big things I always tell, like, what is the difference in our center? Like different than any other place, that we're trying to make people learn and have fun at the same time, to enjoy. We are not there to, you know, to tell you a presentation about the culture and for you to go. No, we're here to talk talk with each other, get to know more about the culture, and we also want to get to know our guests also at the same time. So sometimes, especially with a bigger number of guests, like 50 or 100, it's very hard. But when you have like 20 or something or less, you get to know the guests also, which is something I really have fun with.
That's an interesting point. So you meet a lot of people from different countries. Have you ever been able to like relate with another culture and go like, oh yeah, this is so similar to like what we practice?
Exactly. I really see that a lot. And I came to a point, I realized something, that we are more like similar to each other, more than being different. Like we do have a lot of similarities. People coming from different religions, different backgrounds, different cultures. You would notice that there is someone in Mexico doing the same thing as I'm doing here. Listen.
And there are other side of the world.
Do you have any like examples or like this?
For example, one of the things that maybe I saw it also when I traveled, that, you know, we do have a Bedouin culture, a very big Bedouin culture, kind of a nomadic life. In Kazakhstan, for example, Central Asia, they do a very similar thing. They have also tents there, but it's different kind of tents. Of course, they have very cold weather. So they have tents, they live that kind of nomadic life. At the same time, they have camels, but different. We do have one-hump camels, they have two-hump camels.
Oh.
Yeah. At the same time, we have falcons here. They have eagles there.
Oh, wow.
So it's very similar. The life is very similar, but in a different kind of environment. And kind of they live in kind of mountain areas, and this we live kind of in the desert. But it's around very similar things. But of course, kind of small things changes. What else? Like there is a lot of countries, to be honest, like, oh, we do the same thing, you know, or we had the same kind of dessert but in a different way. For example, we have the leguemat here that we always have it in every kind of cultural program. So they always tell us, oh, we do have a similar thing to that. So it's interesting. It's interesting.
Yeah, like in India, we have the gulab jamun, I think, which could be close. It's a softer version.
So you're there to teach the Emirati culture, and you learn about other people's cultures as well. So it's like give and take.
I learn a lot, to be honest. Like in the last 3 or 4 years, I learned a lot from the people coming. I always say I'm privileged to be in a place that I get to know, you know, the world from one place, you know, to get to see their cultures, to get to know them, you know. Sometimes if we have time at the end of the program, I always like everyone to introduce themselves, to tell us more about their countries. And for me personally, I changed a lot of stereotypes I had about certain countries.
Really? Like what? Wow. Can you give us an example?
I don't know, can't say that or not. But for example,
it's changed now.
Yeah, for example, like I used to think Germans are very like strict people, you know. Like, you know, very straight people. And it feels like no, no, they are
that's
cute.
true.
It's different, you know.
They're
so when
nice.
you see those differences,
we have the stereotype of Germans. That's so true. But I'm glad that you changed it.
You know what I'm really looking? I've heard so much about. I've seen a bunch of videos about the old traditional Emirati houses and the kind of like the
barjeel. I think
Barjeel,
the tower.
I think, yes, the tower, and how it acts as a natural air conditioner into the houses. I'm really looking forward to maybe incorporating that into Dubai's like, you know, new age architecture and like buildings, because I just think something like that, it is so eco-friendly and so smart at the same time, which is, and I'm like, why aren't we building the same practice into like the newer age Dubai?
True.
Maybe it's hotter now. I don't know.
Yeah, like, maybe you should.
Global warming.
Oh, yeah.
Might
Oh,
be.
so it doesn't work like.
So see, the barjil, of course, it's a very smart technique that they had before for, you know, making breeze coming to the rooms and that. But barjil was part of the house, like it wasn't for the whole house. But at the same time, the house was different, was built different. So the houses before was in Al Fahidi and Shandaga area, you would see them, they are built with coral stones, gypsum, mud.
Well,
Yes.
yeah.
Those kind of materials are different from the cement, for example,
Right.
today. It kind of contains the air. It's cool. Whenever you touch it, it won't be hot or very hot to touch. It will be kind of cool. At the same time, the house used to be kind of a square or a kind of rectangular shape, and it's open from the middle. So the air also could come inside. And the barjil would be part that would be attached to one of the rooms. So it's not all the house. It would be one of the rooms that made it cooler. It was kind of, let's say, sometimes they say it was for the guests whenever they come. It's for the elderly in the house. Because before, of course, we lived also with different family members that would live together in the same house. Every kind of members would have a certain room for them. So it was part of the houses. But I think we need ACs now.
Yeah, that's true.
Cannot live without AC.
Technology developed.
Have you been able to like inspire anyone from another culture? You know, after your programs, has it brought about like a change in their life? Like maybe have they taken bold decisions towards the UAE? Like maybe I don't know, just getting
Maybe
inspired
moving
to
here.
learn,
Interesting
getting
question.
inspired to learn Arabic, maybe.
To be honest, maybe one of the things that it's kind of an emotional something to hear or to see. I remember we had a guest in one of the Ramadan maybe last year or before last year.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she was a Mexican lady.
Okay.
And I was talking about our leadership, especially Sheikh Said, may he rest in peace, and our founder, how he was, how people loved him, and all of this. And she didn't know English very good. She had like her cousin who translated also to her, and she was crying in the middle of the program. I was like, okay. And for me, that was like something amazing, and to see that, you know, to see how she got this kind of, you know, how I'm talking about our leaders, and she was very emotional to that, how we are attached to our leadership, how is the relationship with the Emirati and their leadership. You know, to see that influence in them, to see how they see that kind of relationship, to see that part. Maybe it kind of changed something in her. Maybe she remembered something. But this is something, you know, great to take, you know, to take that part of showing the culture to people, of understanding others, you know, getting to know the other cultures makes you, you know, really respect that culture more. So we try, of course, our best to influence others in terms of giving a good reputation about Emiratis, about UAE, about Arabs, about Muslims generally, to change any kind of bad perspective that they had. This is, I think, one of the greatest things that you can just leave someone with.
I think we forget how important it is to do that also. Living in a country that has international people and international tourists, international expats, we're forgetting that the importance of preserving one's culture.
Exactly.
And if people want to learn more about the upcoming campaigns and
Or
initiatives
book programs.
and book programs, how can they do so?
So basically, two main parts, our social media account, which is at SMCCU Dubai, and our website, which is cultures.ae. Those being kind of streams, I would say, whenever we have kind of new kind of programs, whenever we have new campaigns that comes up, we always have it in social media and the website, basically.
Cultures.ae. Visit the website to not miss out on any campaigns. Thank you so much for being here,
You're
Mohammed.
welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Annika. And this brings us to the end of the morning show. Please tune in tomorrow. We go live 8:30 a.m. every day. Bye-bye.